when you're working out comedy in New York,
Mm-hmm.
because I know that there's different communities up there, like
Yeah.
the established Comedy Cellar, and then kind of the Vegas-y. I don't want to say hack. I don't know what to call the Vegas type of comedian, but that's
Yeah.
always like a Midtown Manhattan, Caroline sort of thing.
Right.
And then there's like the Brooklyn set where like Wyatt, or I guess they call it alternative. Is Brooklyn really considered like the alternative comedy hub? Like, I don't think I would see Chris at any spot in Brooklyn. So
Chris came through Knit a bunch.
word.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Chris came through Knit.
All right.
Dave came through Knit.
Well, there's some people that just have no fear and
Yeah.
go, but like, is it still not segregated, but is it still like the alt comedians don't mess with the Vegas comedians who don't mess with the whatever the A-list that Comedy Cellar represents?
I'm not one to speak on the current scene right now because I haven't lived in New York full time since 2016, 17. I've been out west.
Okay.
So I'm not really even well versed. I just kind of, I just started doing comedy in New York recently, and I'll pop out of Cellar, So I'm really not one to speak on all the dynamics.
Is the Cellar a spot that you trust? Because most comedians tell me that you have to work out in a spot that is hard. Like Chris is like, no, I'm going to Palm Springs, Florida.
Right.
I'm going to. There's a spot in Ohio. He wants an audience that he doesn't resonate with whatsoever, and if they can laugh, then he knows he has something. But if you're in the Comedy Cellar, then it's like your boys are there egging you, like, yeah, that's dope, and then it doesn't work.
I think it's more
in Utah or.
For me, just doing an hour on the road, like you trying to headline, so that's where I don't really even do that many 15 minutes. Like pop up on my show, and I want to do an hour because some of the pieces and stories now is 20, 25 minutes on their own, so I'm not going to figure that out there. So I think just working on it, you get better as a headliner by headlining. And so this recent run, it made me realize before I put out Miami Nights, my last tour was all theaters, which is cool and it's nice to be able to do, but it made me realize I ain't really hammered a show in the club and just, getting the timing right and doing 5 in a weekend and having to, perform through, waitresses and whatever walking through and just, get the show tight and then taking it to theaters, which I'm doing now. And so I'm noticing a difference in the quality and as far as just making the show bulletproof through just working on it. So it's been, I'm hyped, man, because I've been, I've just been moving around and it's an exciting time.
I wanted you to talk about specifically Miami Nights and your decision to put it out on YouTube and just talk through that whole experience, because it was something for me. It was really inspiring. I mean, we talked in private about it, but it was really inspiring. I think a lot of artists it would inspire them to hear that story.
With Miami Nights, it was a lot of it was the decision making around it was definitely based in emotion. Because of, it was me dealing with my false arrest and all of that. And so, going to the marketplace, it was tough for me to put a price on it. And so it was like, they say this amount, I'm like, motherfucker, what are you talking about? It's because I couldn't it was not business in that way to me. And so that was a big part of it. And then just doing the negotiation in pandemic and having a lot of time to think. We were about to go to Netflix. It wasn't on Netflix talking about it. It was delivered to Netflix. They were subtitling that shit, and I pulled it.
Why?
Because I was just thinking about it, man, and it was short-term vision, long-term vision, where it didn't look like the road was happening in the fall, and so. And he was signing away the entire thing, and I didn't think the price point after sitting around thinking about it because I wasn't in motion.
You're your own manager?
At that time, I did not have management. I had agent. Yeah, I had agent.
Okay.
There was, but it was just, Yeah, Me and My Thoughts was my manager. And so it was just somewhere I didn't. I'm happy with the decision. I wish I just did it earlier because I know they were salty and I had some. I got relationships over there that was before they were even at Netflix. But yeah, so I decided to go YouTube just to keep the ownership of it and put it out that way. And
So the YouTube ownership is like, cause I was wondering, I'm like, don't they still own?
no,
something?
YouTube
Okay.
doesn't own anything.
Okay.
And then I took it down from YouTube too because it was weird releasing something in the pandemic and not having any live energy around it and movement, and then so now it's just down, and I be thinking I'm gonna put it back up, but I don't have no urgency, and I kind of like the idea of having a special that people can't really
No
see.
one can find like that one thing in your canon that.
Nah, you create your own scarcity.
Yeah, and so it's no. I don't want to. I like just having, and maybe who knows when it'll go out. It'll go out eventually, but it's not a. I have to do it like that. It's just.